Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and today we are doing a pick a moon reading and we are looking at what is next in your life. So when you're ready, take a moment to breathe deeply, relax, and ask the universe, what is next in my life? Take a look at all 3 full moons on screen and select whichever one you feel most drawn to. We have group number 1 with the purple sky and birds. We have group number 2 with the ocean, sunset or sunrise, and group number 3 with the dark and stormy sky. You can definitely feel drawn to more than one group. That is perfectly fine for a reading like this. So once you've picked your group, you can either watch through or skip ahead using the timestamps. I also want to remind you guys that I do offer personal readings on my website, spiritpsychic.org. Link to that is always in the description. All right, let's begin. Hello, group number 1, and welcome. We are going to see what is next in your life. So this first portion of the reading, we are actually just going to shuffle up the tarot and get an energy check, see where you're at currently. So if this section of the reading resonates, carry on. This is your reading. If nothing about this section of the reading resonates, then you can go back and pick another group, or there just might not be any messages for you in today's reading. Everyone take a deep breath, relax. We're going to tune into the energies of what is coming up in your life. But first, where are you at currently? Let's go to get a good read on that. And we will do 5 cards. There we go. Okay. So, where are you at currently? We have the 10 of Cups. There is a happiness when it comes to family, friends, relationship, which is really great to see. Generally just feeling emotionally fulfilled, so that's really great. We have the 8 of Swords. Okay, this is like overthinking though. So I think when it comes to your mental sphere, things might be a little bit challenging at this time, feeling stuck in your circumstances, whatever they may be. Yeah. King of Cups, there's a great person in your life. They could be a water sign, but they don't have to be. This would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And I almost wonder if this person is related to the 10 of Cups. Maybe you have a really great partner who just marks all of the checkpoints off for you in terms of emotional fulfillment and communication and having a healthy relationship. There's a really great person in your life there. We have the Moon. You are in an area of your life where you are kind of moving forward intuitively. You can't see the full path ahead just yet. And I think that might be what is giving you some anxieties here. And you're just kind of trusting the universe very heavily. There's a strong psychic ability about you. There's a strong psychic spiritual connection that you have to the universe, and you kind of rely heavily on your intuition to help you make the best choices in life. But there is this feeling of being slightly overwhelmed with just not knowing quite what lies ahead. Maybe you're not 100% happy or fulfilled with your current life circumstances, and there's a little bit of anxiety, what lies ahead. We have the Page of Cups. Beautiful, creativity, love, romance. You're emotionally very fulfilled right now, to be honest. Like, you feel really in touch with your creativity. The people around you are great. We see love. Even if you're single, like, there's a good chance of love coming in right now. Maybe you're dating. So I really am just very happy with where you're at in terms of emotions, in terms of love, in terms of the people in your life. They're very open emotionally. You might be focused on doing some inner healing work, reading self-help, going to therapy, getting in touch with your creative bones more, you know what I mean? So that is all really wonderful. We love to see it. Happy home life here as well. But yeah, there's just this little thing of like just anxiety, feeling stuck in your current circumstances. So let's see what is next in your life. So to start out, we pulled a rune for you, and you have Thurisaz up right like this. Now, this is a rune, if you look at it, it kind of looks like a fang or a thorn, something that is used to protect you. So this is the rune of boundaries. And when it comes out in readings, this is asking you, or kind of more, I don't want to say warning, because that kind of gives a sense of impending danger. This is more so just asking you to kind of not have your guard up, but have appropriate boundaries at this time. So for example, if you have someone in your life, a coworker, a friend, whatever, that is trying to overstep your boundaries, make sure you have something prepared to kind of counterattack. Does that make sense? Oh my God, this reminds me of something I just saw yesterday where it was like a reel or a short or something. And this lady was explaining, when someone asks you an extremely inappropriate question, like, why are you getting divorced? Or, why haven't you had any kids yet? Assuming that you have, like, I don't know, fertility issues or something. What you can do in defense of that is ask, why do you want to know that? Or better yet, why are you asking me that? And kind of like turn the question back on them and make them kind of feel, why did I ask that? So that is something you can do. Just have your defenses up, have safety precautions for moments like that, having good boundaries, thinking to yourself ahead of time. If someone asks me if I want to do something that I don't want to do, how can I gracefully say no? You don't have to lie. You don't have to do anything like that. You can just say, you know what, I'm not feeling up for it. Thank you for inviting me though. So plain, simple, easy. Have some things set up to kind of prepare you for moments like that. Same thing can go with finances, prepare an emergency savings account that will cover like 3 months worth of bills. Having that just as like a safety precaution is a really good idea, right? So this rune's just kind of saying, make sure your swords are sharpened. We're not saying you're gonna have to use them. We're not saying you should use them, but like just make sure that you know what you would do just in case anything happened, because not everybody in your life has good intentions, and this is really a rune of boundaries, right? Proper boundaries. So we have 4 oracle cards to show what is next in life. We have look for a sign. You'll see signs all around you for what's to come next in your life. So this is first off just a confirmation that for everyone watching, what's to come next is going to look a little different. So pay attention to what keeps popping up around you. So for example, if you keep seeing images or getting like videos or something of like a log cabin, and you keep seeing maybe you see a log cabin magazine at a bookstore, maybe you keep seeing them on Pinterest, maybe you have people saying, oh, I'm going to the cabin or whatever. If that keeps popping up around you, that may be a sign of what's to come in your life. Maybe you're going to purchase one. Maybe you are going to be staying at one. So just pay attention to all the signs around you, because they're kind of showing you the potential future paths that may happen. So we have sensitivity coming up. Beautiful. Archangel Haniel, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. And I love the imagery on this card. Look at the beautiful nature, the flowers, the harp, the water over there. I'm seeing visions of, one of you are going to a botanical garden. You have that planned out, or you're planning out something like that involving nature. I'm also now seeing a photo shoot for a few people watching. Maybe there's a photo shoot in nature. Maybe if you're say getting married, for example, you might be doing some engagement photos or wedding photos. I don't know. I'm seeing a photo shoot. I'm seeing nature. I'm seeing botanical gardens. I am seeing a field of flowers, just a lot of nature stuff for some reason. Connected with love. So I wonder if that's a date that you'll be going on, or I don't know. We have the Sorcerer in reversed. We're going to read what this means. 48 may be an important number for you. 4-8. So what is that? April. We're in April 8th. Wait, January, February, March, April. Yeah, April 8th, which is actually in a few days, ironically. So today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 6, 7. Okay, so the day I'm posting this, April 8th, is literally the day after. So that's ironic. That might be an important date for some of you. And despair. Now, this isn't saying that there will be despair coming to you, but it says this: I need your divine intercession right now, O Great Spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul. Free me from this burden. Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. I love this card for you because if we look back at where you're at now, we did see this Eight of Swords, and this is a card that very aptly depicts despair, feeling stuck. No matter which way you turn, you're surrounded by swords. This is a huge card of overthinking and just feeling stuck in this despair. But if you follow your intuition, which is represented by the water here, your intuition will guide you out of this feeling of despair. So really pay attention to the intuitive nudges that you're seeing. Not only the intuitive nudges, but also the signs, okay? So I'll give you a personal example. I keep getting signs and like very, very strong signs that I should focus on short form content more, right? Like things like Reels, Shorts, TikToks. And I have literally random people coming up to me telling me that that's something I should do. I see it everywhere online. Like, you should do this. This is how you can grow. This is how you do it. The signs are everywhere for me to do that. I started doing it just as an experiment, and I have already gained a lot of subscribers from that. So this is just saying follow the signs, follow your intuition. It is leading you out of this despair, right? It is leading you out of whatever circumstance that is troubling you, For some people, it'll be different for all of you. For some people, it might be money worries. It might be health worries. It might be, I don't know why I'm getting worrying about your family. I don't know if you have a sick family member. But I don't know, we see a lot of anxiety. We see a lot of almost depression, overthinking, and Spirit is giving you the way forward to get out of that, And the signs, the messages may be more subtle and something unexpected than you realize. Maybe you're suffering from depression, and the obvious thing is go to a therapist, get on antidepressants, right? But maybe Spirit is saying okay, well, have you checked your magnesium levels? Have you, done this? Have you done that? And you see these things popping up into your reality. You're learning about these things for a reason. Spirit is helping you guide the way. They're trying to help illuminate the underlying issue that is causing this despair. So in the near future, we actually see you being freed from this burden if you do listen to that intuition. So I'll just put this card here because they kind of go hand in hand. I do want to read from the book what the sorcerer means in reversed. Obviously, we know that a sorcerer is someone who kind of transmutes their reality and can kind of change things, right? A good manifester. Yeah. This is the source of dark power. The sorcerer represents the destructive aspect of the human psyche and the self-centered behavior that harms others. It symbolizes the unconscious beliefs and ideas that foster separation, conflict, and scarcity. So that's what this card looks like. If my camera wants to focus, there we go. And here is the medicine. This is what the message means up when it's in reversed. Have you been feeling out of sorts because you've been faced with your own character flaws and the pain that you inflict on others when you are out of alignment? Yeah, I'm seeing this sense of being out of alignment for you despite the fact that you have a lot of love in your life. So I feel like Spirit's helping you kind of work through your mental health challenges that you're going through right now. Radical self-acceptance is called for now. You must reconcile these darker aspects of your nature so that you don't behave irresponsibly and cause more harm to yourself and the ones that you love. It's time to come out of denial and accept responsibility for your words and deeds. When you meet the energy of the sorcerer with humility, this destructive power transforms into grace, which you can use in service to the highest good. Perhaps it's time to make amends. Do it. It will set you free from the shadow and let you step into the light. So what I'm seeing here in your near future is a lot of inner healing, a lot of kind of self-help work, because the people in your life are really great, really great. And with the moon card here, this does represent some more deeply seated psychological beliefs. So I'll put that here because that makes sense for that. And we are kind of taking more accountability when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to our words. And also, I feel like you're taking your power back, actually, when it comes to your mental state. You know, you might be the type of person, and I was just filming something on this the other day, where if you're like highly sensitive and empathetic, sometimes when you're in different environments, surrounded by different people, you feel uncomfortable, right? Like if you're in like a really crowded city or you're around a certain group of people that don't have well-meaning intentions, it makes you feel icky and you don't want to be in that environment. And in those moments, you are out of touch with the flow of abundance and you are out of touch with spirit, because It's interesting. No one really talks about this that often. As a psychic, highly sensitive person, empath, when you are so deeply affected by your environment that you lose touch with your unconditional love and inner peace, that's not a good thing. And that's like the next step of evolution that spirit is walking you through, so that no matter what circumstance or environment you are in, you feel your inner peace and abundance. You see nature all around you, even in the most urban, industrialized places. You can see the beauty of life. You can see nature and the life that exists all around you, all of the people, all of the animals, nature peeking through the cracks in the concrete. It's really stunning and beautiful if you allow yourself to see that. And so, oh, hi, Luna. Luna's also here to give you a hug. She only shows up for readings where she deems that you need snuggles, okay? You have good energy. Luna definitely is my familiar. She's my shadow. She follows me every single time I go up and down the stairs into a different room. She is right there. She literally sleeps on my head, on my pillow every single night. But she only shows up in readings when she genuinely loves the energy of the person I am reading. So you got some good energy there, group number 1. Anyways, I think you are kind of learning how to adapt better to your circumstances, and kind of what I'm trying to say is like get control. Take control and power back when it comes to your emotional states. Someone being a douchebag to you, someone being mean to you, that can make you mad, right? But you're coming into a stage in your life where even when someone's being mean, you just brush it off, and like you're maintaining this sense of inner peace, kind of like a monk or a very zen person. Like nothing can bother you anymore. You view people who say ignorant, dumb stuff, and you're like, yeah, I mean, that happens in society, right? Every civilization of the world had their idiots. So you're just one of them. You know what I mean? Just brushing it off. You're reaching a higher vibration, a higher state of consciousness where things don't bother you anymore. Honestly, like, even really deep issues that you never thought you could get over. Like for me, just overpopulation, global warming, these things bother me to the core of my soul. But I have to keep in mind, I keep this higher perspective, or at least I try to, that even though humans are completely changing nature and ecology and all that, like long after we're gone, the earth is still going to be here. And, even though we're making these devastating changes, it's just the way that things transform. We're introducing new species onto different continents, for example. Some may argue that that's not good. It changes up the native natural ecosystem. But on the other hand, I think that is natural, because it's natural for, like, it's like you don't want things to become too inbred, right? It adds variety, it adds spice, and, adapt and evolve. That is the nature of this earth. So I just keep that in mind when things like that bother me. So whatever it is that bothers you in life, you're kind of reaching a higher perspective and gaining better control of your emotions. And not only does that serve you, it serves the loved ones, the amazing loved ones around you. Little tea break, because when you're in your best energy, when you're happy, when you are thriving, when you are at peace, rather, because we can't be happy all the time, right? When you're at peace, the people around you are at peace. Your loved ones are more at peace when you're at peace. I'm actually going to put these to the side. We're going to get some more tarot, and this is going to represent the next cycle in life, what is next in your life. What changes are to come in the near future. And this is from the After Tarot, which is very similar to the regular tarot, except it kind of shows the image after that. So let's see. 5 cards. What is next in life? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. We have, oh wow, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So which is lovely, because 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, these are like 2 of the best cards in my opinion. So you already have the emotional fulfillment, right? You already have good relationships, happy home, like the people around you, you're just you're at peace with them, right? But in reversed, 10 of Pentacles, now you're kind of working on your money, your finances, your legacy. You know, what are you doing for humanity? What will you pass down to future generations, whether your own generation or just the future generations of the world in general? You know, this is about getting the money in the bank, or in another high-yielding investment. So in reverse, you know, this is something that you're working more on. I'm seeing you being better with money. I am seeing you kind of healing any money wounds or issues. Again, this is like I'm seeing for many of you getting an emergency savings account together, just getting your financial life together in general, having that emergency savings account, having a high yield savings account for, you know, a rainy day, for vacations or big purchases or something. Having long-term investments in things that are good, high-yielding, like real estate or land or whatever you want. Just general basic money principles here is what I'm seeing. Paying off your debts once and for all. Only having good debt, things like mortgages. So let's see the next card. We have the moon reverse, okay, coming out twice now, but now it's in reversed. And like I said, so in this after tarot, it's the image afterwards. And I find that so interesting. So same image, right? They're waiting. And then after this scene happens, they have been on the journey. They followed their intuition. They went up the mountain. They got what they needed. And now they're coming back. So we see this journey where you actually achieve a goal. You're coming back to, you know, celebrate in a sense, but it is in reverse. So what's next in life is that you will be seeing a lot more progress in your goal. I'm also seeing this as like seeing a lot more progress when it comes to your mental health and also just trusting your intuition a bit more. So I'm seeing this reversal as like, so you see on the image how she's like there, she's done it, she's completed. Well, I'm seeing this as like you are making a lot of progress. That's the next chapter in your life in the near future, making progress, seeing steps forward. It's not necessarily the end of a journey, but you're making a heck of a lot progress. So beautiful stuff. We have the Page of Pentacles, a new beginning in health and finances. Okay, so for many of you, I almost wonder if this feeling of being stuck is financial or has to do with I don't know, just really basic physical stuff like commitment, property, finances, health, those physical needs, right? We're seeing a success story here. We're seeing a success story and some really good progress, a new beginning financially. Some of you guys might actually be starting a business or making a lot of progress on a business or side hustle, which is definitely the direction that I see humanity going more towards, where not everyone, but people are more wanting to be their own bosses, wanting to kind of go back to a place that's a lot more natural for humanity. You know, having these giant corporations, it's not natural. It is not natural at all. And I feel humanity gently going back to a place where everyone has their own passion and specialty, their own small business. And, you know, whether they barter or use money, whatever, everyone is kind of their own boss. And I will say, you know, being your own boss, even if you're not making as much money as you would in a corporate setting, it just gives you this sense of freedom and this peace and passion that you just don't get when you're working from someone else. And so I don't know, I do see many of you watching, if you don't already have a business, side hustle, or project, passion project, I see you developing one and getting some money from that. This can also be a new beginning in terms of buying a house, a car, maybe even having a kid for some of you. That is what I'm seeing next, or adopting, I would say adopting an animal, but it seems a little bit bigger than that. So I really do love this for you. Maybe I'm seeing so many of you actually trying to save up for property or a house or some type of big purchase that will lead to happiness, or maybe just get financially stable enough because your dream is to like have a kid or something. Interesting. Luna's back. My baby's back. All right. We also have the Knight of Swords reversed. I honestly, like, to be completely honest, love this card for you in reversed for this reading, because this just gives me the sense of things moving in really, really fast, things changing really, really fast in your life. And it's a little startling, yeah, but I don't know, I'm a sucker for fast change. I'm a sucker for like just life in the fullest. And we see that for you in reversed. Things moving forward very swiftly. Make sure you stay grounded though. Make sure and stay grounded in a routine, you know? Like, let's just say you go from never having left your hometown, always wanting to travel, to suddenly you have the means to just travel endlessly, and you go on this several months long trip to so many different places. So staying grounded in that would be maintaining your routine, okay? If your routine now, you have your little skincare regimen, you make your own breakfast, you know, you settle in for the night and maybe watch a TV show or read a book, like keep that routine to keep you grounded, you know? Don't go completely balls to the wall and lose track of everything and everything crumbles and falls apart. Same thing can go in relationships. If you have a new love entering, a new commitment entering, you know, your feelings, your hormones, it can take you balls to the wall, but, you know, keep that groundedness. Stay in touch with your friends, your family, your other relationships. You know, don't move forward too swiftly to the point where you're ignoring red flags, possible red flags. You know, take the time to get to know each other. That's what the Knight of Swords is saying in reversed. It's a great, swift forward movement. Stay grounded. We have the Two of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. This does give us a little warning, and now we're going back to the rune here that's saying pay attention. Just take some precautions. That's what the message here is. Things will be moving forward very swiftly. Take some precautions. Have an emergency savings account, okay? Make sure that you have proper boundaries in place. You know, people can't take advantage of you. Make sure that you know the red flags, you pay attention to them. Just having, like in the good old days, there wasn't things like, I would say like police, but honestly, does that even work for us nowadays? Like, you had to protect yourself, you had to protect your family, and I'd argue it's still like that to this day. So back in the day when you traveled, these people had swords, they had weapons to defend themselves, and you have to have your modern day sword, okay? So this is like boundaries, verbal things that you can say to someone when they're crossing the line, the ability to say no, the ability to stand up for yourself. It's all just very, very helpful, especially if you're a highly sensitive person. Also, energetic and spiritual boundaries, you know, not letting your environment, this is like one of the greatest boundaries you can have in your life, not letting your environment and the people around you affect your energy negatively. That is something that is so important for your inner peace. You know, one of my favorite mantras is no one can ruin my peace. No one can take my peace. If I'm dealing with someone who is just acting like this Knight of Swords, coming in hot, causing drama, right? They can't take away my peace. My heart rate, it isn't even going to change. Blood pressure, totally unelevated. You know, you come in causing drama, making a fool of yourself. I'm laughing at you. I am like, you're funny, you're silly, you know? Like, just having these energetic boundaries, you know, being able to go into a city and not be super anxious or have all these people around you and being super duper anxious, you know, just trusting the universe, trusting the process, getting in touch with your inner peace, your inner love, man, your inner hippie, your inner monk, so that your environment, the people around you, they ain't doing any harm. And when you walk around life with that graceful heart and this just being in touch with your inner peace, honestly, like, to be honest, you kind of become less susceptible to bad stuff happening to you anyways. Now, another tip from this rune is, you know, don't go around putting yourself in dangerous situations. Like, don't take risks that aren't worth taking, of course. Common sense here, folks, you know, never mind. Just don't take risks that are too big because you trust the universe or whatever, you know. Be logical, but also be spiritual. Maintain that balance. I see so many people here using the law of attraction, for example. I'm using the law of attraction right now. This is a spell candle. And they just put so much focus on the spiritual, on the visualizations, but they kind of ignore the listening to their intuition and taking action on it. If you keep asking the universe, I want money, I want money, I want money, and then you keep getting this idea, so many signs around you, okay, start a blog, start a blog, start a blog. If you're not taking that action, if you're not doing the steps, like, how do you expect the universe to bring you money? They're telling you the way in which they want to bring you money. They're giving you a passionate idea to follow. They're giving you the tools and the resources to know how to do that. So just go through with it. Follow that intuition. Maintain that balance, okay? Two of Pentacles reversed. This is saying, you might be in slight danger of not maintaining that balance. So it's just coming through in this reading to let you know now, because in the near future, Spirit is definitely wanting to bring you commitment, more money, more resources to live your life fully. And that's the thing, more resources, more money, it just gives you more power to be who you are currently, right? So, which is a great thing, but just make sure you're taking actions, you are following your intuition, and you also just have, an appropriate amount of boundaries set up to protect your energy. While still having your energy completely open. Like, that's the difference between boundaries and walls, folks. If you're like, oh, I'm a psychic, I cannot go into these crowded places, I cannot go to bars, I cannot go, those are walls. You're closing yourself off to those experiences. Boundaries is saying, like, there's some crazy people here, but they ain't harming my peace. I'm vibing, I'm observing. Like, this is like a movie to me. So I think that wisdom is really going to sink in, and you're going to start enjoying life a lot more with that, no longer being affected by narcissists, I want to say to some people. All right. So that is your reading. Good stuff in the future, guys. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear how this resonated with you in the comments. So go ahead and let me know. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. We are going to figure out what is next in your life. So this first portion of the reading with these tarot cards is going to represent where you're at currently. So this is just like a little energy check. If this part of the reading does not resonate with you, then don't force it. This might just not be your reading. You can go back and pick another pile, or maybe there's just no messages for you here today. But if this does resonate, at least a little, continue watching. Take what resonates, leave anything that doesn't. Keep in mind that I am reading for multiple people. So let's begin. We have the Strength card in reversed. So whenever this card comes out, it just gives me this feeling of like needing to look at the issues in your life deeper, kind of sweeping things under the rug, either in a relationship, in your own life. Like, maybe there's something wrong with mental health, physical health, your career, your money, and it is painful to kind of deal with issues head on and focus on the issues. However, that's what you kind of need to do in order to get stronger in life, in order to overcome challenges. So whenever the Strength card comes out reversed, it just gives me this message of sweeping issues under the rug. So I really do wonder where this is happening in your life. If there is any signs, and you'll definitely know this, if there's any signs or worries that you have about anything going on in your life, it's really important for you to pay attention to them, and this isn't the worrying that is like overthinking, useless worrying. This is like, I'm seeing an issue, we really have to address this, whether it's in a relationship, health, the way you think, the way you eat, the way you feel, what is this issue? Let me face it head on. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so this might particularly be talking about relationships. Four of Wands is a card about marriage to me, to be honest. A life celebration that you have with someone who you're passionate about. So a marriage, like buying your first house. This could be like moving in for the first time together, like as a couple. Having a baby shower for your first baby. This is some type of big major life event, but we do see a wedding here in particular. So in reversed, I almost wonder if there's an incompatibility with you and another person that you're kind of sweeping under the rug that needs to be addressed head on. Or maybe, you are wanting to manifest a happy outcome, but there is an issue that is kind of preventing that from happening in your life, okay? This could also, it doesn't have to be relationships though, although for many of you, I really do feel like it is. This could also be careers, like you're waiting for a certain milestone in your career, but there is an issue preventing that from happening that you're kind of ignoring, and you're trying to like, I feel like you're using positive thinking and law of attraction to almost like bypass the issue that is preventing this thing from happening, you know, which, you know, I've been guilty of that in the past myself. You know, I'm trying to manifest a certain outcome in a relationship or otherwise, and you know, instead of like actually dealing with the issues, you know, I use the law of attraction, I use visualization, but you know, that isn't going to change anything when there's an active issue. You have to face that issue, you have to work through it, you have to talk about it. So we also have the Queen of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. You are in your intuitive energy, creative energy. Also, I'm seeing a really great person in your life who is a great source for like guidance for you, you know, emotional guidance, creative guidance, career guidance. You know, this could be a therapist, this could be a mother figure, this could be a best friend. There's just someone really good in your energy. It could also, for some of you, might even be a partner or even a version of yourself. They could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They don't have to be. But yeah, the Queen of Cups is just someone who's really emotionally mature. They have appropriate boundaries. They don't let anyone into their heart and space willy-nilly, okay? They know how much they give to their relationships, and so they have appropriate boundaries so that only the people who deserve their love can come in and get it. So I feel like this is who you are normally. Also very intuitive, very psychic, very creative, you know, musically, artistically, however. And also there's like a high level of fertility going on here as well. So, you know, you might be manifesting a lot in your life in general, but I don't know, this Four of Wands reverse, the Strength card in reverse, there's like a blockage here with one area of your life, it seems. And you might even ask the universe, you know, I am so good at manifesting so many different things. Why is it this one area I can't move forward with it? We have the Three of Wands in reversed. Okay, so see how we have a natural decline. Four of Wands, Three of Wands, both in reversed. I'm going to be honest with you, this is not my favorite sign when it goes in a decline like that in a reading. I can kind of feel like things are moving backwards in life, whichever area this is. Both of these cards are really giving me this fear here that you are, or you know what, maybe you're afraid of moving backwards. I'm seeing this fear here, like we should have been further along than we are right now. I should have been further along than I am right now. And okay. So for like half of you watching, I want to say this is talking about a relationship. Like it should have been further along. We should have been like engaged by this point. We should have been, you know, whatever. And for the other half of you, this is just talking about your own life in general. Like I should have been further along by now. Like I should have had more money saved. I should have had, you know, more friends or whatever it is. I don't know, further along in my career. And, you know, you're now contemplating, should I give up on this? Should I go to my plan B? Should I start over? And you fear taking that path because it feels like a step backwards. It feels like you're moving back. It feels like you're losing any progress that you made, right? We have the Ten of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is a card of endings. It is a card of endings, and it's really painful. You don't want this thing to not work out. You're very emotionally attached. You love this person, this thing. Okay, it could be a career, could be a person, could be something, but it's just not moving forward, and you just don't understand. And I feel like it's because you're emotionally or spiritually bypassing. You're thinking positively. You're trying to use the law of attraction, but again, go back to the first card. There is a blockage that you are sweeping under the rug. There's something that you are not allowing to be fully in your conscious awareness about this, you know? So for example, if this is a relationship, you know, there might be a huge incompatibility that you think that you can work through, but like you're kind of ignoring it. Like maybe you really want kids, this person does not, okay? And then you're like, why aren't we married? Why aren't we doing this? It's like, well, you have this huge incompatibility. Why would you want that? You know? Maybe this person said from the rip they don't want marriage and you want that, you know? And now it's uncomfortable because you had this huge incompatibility. You swept it under the rug for so long. Now you're in love. And now what do I do? You know, what am I supposed to do now? That's kind of the energy that you're in. If this is something else, like a career, a business that you've been working on super duper hard and like you're just not seeing the results, the milestones that you want to see. Is there something you aren't doing here? Is there something you're sweeping under the rug? Maybe you're not paying as much attention to marketing and you are totally downplaying the importance of marketing. And you're like, why isn't it working? Well, no one can see your business because you're downplaying the importance of marketing. Or maybe you created a product, that's what I meant to say, that doesn't have an audience, that doesn't have anyone who wants to buy it, you know, and you keep working so hard on this thing, but it's like, do you actually have people that need or want to buy it? Now, it's not saying you need to completely end things, but you know, these are the things to think about. Okay, so this is where I'm seeing that you're currently at. I don't have a solution for you. This is just where you're currently at. This was the energy check. So if this resonated, keep watching. So the rune that came up to represent the next stuff that's happening in your life is Tiwaz, and it did come out upright like this. And so this rune is a really interesting one to me because it favors masculine energy. And I know for a fact that most of you who watch me are women, or even if you're not a woman, you probably have a lot of divine feminine energy because you are watching a tarot reading, you are tuning into the spiritual nature of life, you are tuning into intuitive stuff. So in general, I would say the majority, like the vast majority of you are in your feminine energies, right? So this is a masculine rune, and it is a rune that represents commitments, bonds, contracts, and all that. It favors masculine energy though. So what this means for you is it's a good sign. It is a good sign, especially romantically. If the stuff we were talking about was romantic, we do see a commitment. We do see very passionate love and romance with someone you're very attracted to, right? And a good sex life. Okay. Even with legal stuff, if you're in a legal dispute or you know, you're thinking about taking on like a business partner or some type of business action, it is all favorable. You know, things would, it would be successful, victorious. However, if you are that person who is more feminine in nature, this rune, when it comes out upright, it's like there is a cost for this. There is something that you might have to sacrifice in order to ensure that this commitment and this victory comes through. So this might be some type of compromise. This might be something that you need to let go of, you need to give up, or you need to contribute a little bit more in some way, shape, or form. So there is something, I don't want to say it's a catch, but there is something you need to do, you need to let go of in order to maintain this level of commitment and victory. So for example, if this is a romantic relationship, you need to really work through any jealousy issues you have, or come up with a compromise to resolve any incompatibilities here. Be a little bit more forgiving, or how do I put it? Like giving a little bit more. Now, you don't have to. This is just showing the road to victory for this. So let's get your oracle to make this make more sense. And we'll also pull some tarot. We have not the right time. Very interesting. We have healthy lifestyle. Yeah, I can see that, definitely. Archangel Raphael, eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. I do see you increasing the health of yourself. And, I feel like that is a really strong way to go. If you're feeling stuck in life, feeling like things aren't, you should be further along than you should be. It really is like the little habits that you take on that can make you feel so much better, Things like eating more healthily, getting exercise, getting enough sleep. These are the basic things you can do to change your life right now drastically, change how you perceive life. How you perceive your reality is going to be so different when you have like 2 hours of sleep versus like 10 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? So We definitely see some health. I'm seeing like a body goal reached or something. So if this was talking about like wanting to build muscle, reduce fat, get healthier, even like mentally healthier, mentally more stable, we see great energy for that. But what this is saying is there is a sacrifice of time, willing to put in the work, the energy, and the discipline needed in order to maintain this health. It's not going to be handed to you. You need to work for it. We have fire in reverse, so much passion coming through for you. I'm going to read what that means from the book for you, but fire alone, the spirit of fire is connecting to you strongly right now. Yeah, and also I will say, strength card, this is like Leo to me, and these wands here, again, fire signs, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius might be important. We also saw the water there with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But yeah, guys, so much passion, so much romance, I want to say. Big time romance. But there's some issues that need to be dealt with in this romance. We also have true love. Wow. Yep. Like I said, many of you, this is talking about love. Your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner. But this sovereignty actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, dear Lord, and know true love. Yeah, guys, for real. You are being asked to overcome some emotional issues when it comes to your love life that you may have been sweeping under the rug, jealousy issues, for example, or codependency issues. If your partner, for example, doesn't text you back for a few hours and that like devastates you, you're anxious, you're thinking about it, blah, 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 that's not okay, because they're busy, they have their own lives, whatever. Like, that's not a them issue, that's a you issue. How can you become healthy and feel safe from yourself, not relying on your partner too much? I feel like the issues that are coming up in your relationship right now are guiding you to feel a greater sense of safety and love from yourself, not from this person. Does that make sense? Like, you should... I just want to read this again. Your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner. But this sovereignty, this relationship is actually leading to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. I feel like some people don't realize they are using others, because when you think of the term using others, you think like, oh, I'm just using you for your body or your looks or your success or whatever. And like, I don't actually care about you. So when you actually do care about someone and love someone, it's hard for you to imagine that you're using them. But a lot of people actually do use their partners. They use them for validation. They use them for this feeling of safety. But when you put all of your eggs, all of your mental health eggs into one person, your mental health is going to suffer. So if you're experiencing emotional highs and lows because you got into a relationship, that is showing that there is some inner healing work that you need to do surrounding how you feel about yourself and how you approach relationships. Your partner is not responsible for your happiness, point blank, period. Your partner is not responsible for your inner sense of safety, point blank, period. Now, of course, there are partners that can genuinely cause trauma in those areas. We're not talking about them. Just a normal average partner, okay? That's what we're talking about here. When you get into a relationship, if you have that relationship anxiety, that's something you have to handle on your own. Honestly, I would deeply recommend therapy to anyone who selected group number 2. Straight up personal therapy or relationship therapy. I think it would be really useful. So let's dive into let's read this and then we'll dive into your tarot. So fire hearts. Okay. So fire consumes anything that it touches. The flames remind us that the impermanent nature of reality and how situations can quickly transform into beauty or chaos. Fire is passion, and its dancing flames invite us to reach to the sky. Warmth and light are heavenly, yet too much heat can scorch us. To fully step into the energy of fire is to be utterly transformed, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Also, like we said with this rune here, this does indicate lots of passion, a good sex life, and a lot of romance with someone you're extremely attracted to. And honestly, that passion can awaken kind of some unhealthy tendencies within us, following our emotions and hormones, letting those things lead the way instead of allowing our mind, our practicality, and our grounded inner peace to lead the way. So when this card comes out in reversed, it's giving you a soul medicine. It's giving you advice. Are you feeling too fiery? Have you been reactive and short-tempered towards others? This card can come to tell you that all fiery emotions directed at others can backfire at you. It is not a good idea to play with fire when you are out of balance or energy. Now is not the time to act or react. It is a time to tame and befriend your inner fire so it does not scorch you. So we see you stepping into the energy of health, okay? And improving your mental health and your emotional health through your physical body, that bodily, what is that word? Like the connection between your mind and body, it is so unbelievably real. You know, you might think you have an anxiety disorder, for example, but are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough nutrients? Are you drinking too much caffeine? Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating regularly? Like these very basic things control your mental health so much more than you realize. Like, why do you think seasonal depression exists? Okay, it's because people just don't get vitamin D. It's so simple. And that simplicity is what makes it so powerful and magical, because you have the power to change your physical body and your physical atmosphere. Like you can decide right now, okay, I'm going to actually eat a high protein, high fiber, fruit and veggie breakfast instead of like leftover cold pizza. How much better do you think your mental health would be when you start your day with glorious natural foods versus a frozen pizza? Like, come on, folks. Like, you really have so much power here. You know, why am I so over emotionally reactive and like stressed out? Okay, well, maybe it's because you got 2 hours of sleep last night, Linda, Jennifer, Jessica, Jeanette, whoever you are. Like maybe it's because you have been sitting in the office or at home all day long and you never get cardio. Like maybe that's why you're wired up, because your body actually needs to move. Like simple changes that are so normal. Okay, they have the most profound impact on your mental health, like way more than you realize, you know? Okay, let's read into your tarot now and see what's next in life. Other than this big old healthy lifestyle, true love coming in, the more that you get healthy with your emotions, your body, the more you encapsulate this energy of I am healthy, the healthier your relationship gets. The healthier your relationship with people, money, and career get. It's not just a relationship with other people and yourself. This is also your relationship to money, to wealth, to career, to anything in life. Your relationships improve when you improve the relationship with yourself. How do you improve the relationship with yourself? You have healthier thoughts. You take healthier actions. I can tell you firsthand how powerful this is. Last summer, I had such bad anxiety. And honestly, a lot of that anxiety was directed to a particular romantic relationship of mine. And I started saying to myself, you know what? I'm taking my power back. What can I do right now to lower my anxiety? And I started going to the gym 3 times a week. I started just like month by month doing things that would turn me into a healthier eater. And I already was a pretty healthy eater. You know, I cut added sugars out of my diet. Not strictly. I did it strictly for 30 days, but you know, now it's kind of like loosely cut out of my diet. I was taking a deeper look at nutrients such as magnesium, which makes you calmer, fights stress, you know, and I can attest to the fact that, my God, my mental health, my anxiety got so much better. I don't even feel anxiety towards that relationship anymore at all. So really, making healthy changes can absolutely change your entire life. And it honestly saved my relationship, because I was on the verge of like just completely telling this person how I felt and not in a healthy, nice way, you know, in a way that would be something you can't undo. So, and they're great. They don't deserve that. We have the 5 of Cups. This is a card of being a pessimist, okay? So when this is coming out as like what's next in your life, I really do feel like Spirit's getting real serious with you. Like, you can keep sweeping issues under the rug. You can keep playing the victim. You know, you can keep saying, well, you know, the reason I'm like this is because of my parents and my childhood and blah, blah, blah. Sure, you can keep doing that. You're going to keep experiencing this reality, though. This reality where you feel like this. Oh, they're getting tough with you now. Some tough love coming in. You can keep crying about your relationship, sure, but like, are you actually acknowledging the part that you're playing in this? You know, you can keep pointing the finger, blaming everyone around you but yourself, group number 2, but until you point that finger, until you look in the mirror, oh, what's that? I'm looking at the man in the mirror. That song just popped into my head. 5 of Cups, you know, the number 5 is the number of change. What is that? 19 might also be important to you. And, or January 9th or September 1st. You can change your emotional health and well-being in the simplest ways. And I'm seeing that here because the cups represent emotions, emotional well-being, right? You're sitting here, you're focusing on what's not in your life, what's not working, and you're drowning. You're absolutely drowning. Like, honestly, oh, I want to cry. Your emotional spirit, your inner child is like literally in this pit of emotions, drowning, begging you to make a change. Please save me. Please turn around and see what you can do in the present moment. Turn around and see what is working for you in the present moment. And please, for the love of God, focus on that. Stop focusing on what isn't working. Stop focusing on the things that you know are poisonous. You see how 3 cups have fallen. 2 are wine, which represents, you know, the good things in life that have come and gone, but then one of them is poison. You know, why are you still, you're sitting here saying, haha, LOL, you know, I'm depressed, I'm miserable, whatever, and then you're sitting here and you're eating all this added sugar. You are sitting at the computer all day. You are staying in bed all day. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand depression. I understand how hard it is to break out of that, but like, I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Your inner child is like, I don't want to say dying. That's a little dramatic. Your inner child is drowning. Like, please, like, you're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to be, you know, in your head. You're allowed to be all of that. But like, please just stop looking in the mirror and insulting yourself. You know, you're allowed to be sad. Stop bullying yourself, though. You're allowed to be sad. Get out of bed, though. You know, that's my thing. And that is honestly, I've suffered from depression like on and off my whole life, I swear. And what always brings me out of it is this mantra. I tell myself, you know what? I'm allowed to cry. I'm allowed to wear sweats all day. I'm allowed to look like a mess. I'm allowed to, you know, do this and that. But I'm at least going to blank. I'm at least going to... It would be different every day. I'm at least going to actually get dressed and do my hair and makeup today. You know, I'm allowed to be miserable, but I'm at least going to do the dishes today. I'm allowed to be miserable, but I'm going to at least film a video today. Whatever the case may be, like, that is the mantra that will get you out of this. I'm allowed to be miserable, but I am not going to eat junk today. I am allowed to be miserable, but fill in the blank, you know? I honestly feel like a lot of you watching are in a healthy relationship. You know, you have someone in your life who is good for you, but maybe you're having a hard time seeing that because of your own just focus on the negative. There are challenging conversations that need to happen when you are in long-term relationships. There are, and long-term relationship with yourself first and foremost, there is challenging moments in your own journey in life where you need to be tough with yourself. You need to be real with yourself. Like, hey, like, you know, me consuming like 5 cups of coffee a day, that's not helping my anxiety. It's going to be tough to change that habit, but we need to break out of it. You know, like it's, you're going to have moments where you're going to have challenging conversations with yourself as well as with the relationships to those around you. You know, same thing with your relationship to other things like money. You know, there's going to be moments in time where you're going to have to tell yourself, you know what? This is hard, but, I really gotta stop spending all my money going out. I need to put some of that away towards savings, towards, bettering myself, whatever it is. I don't know. Let's move on. We have the 7 of Wands, self-defense. And then again, we have this passion here. Confusion, passion, confusion, coming in hot. Que calor. 10 of Pentacles reversed. This also came out for group number 1. I feel like you just want stability. You just want, a nice home, nice savings, nice commitment, knowing where the people in your life stand and having them feel like family. And again, we go back to this 4 of Wands reversed. For many of you, I feel like it's like we should have been further along. Why aren't we there? This is what you want. Like, I should have had my home. I should have had more money. I should have had, we should have been more committed by now, whatever the case may be. And it's making you angry. I'm seeing anger because, again, passion, the energy of fire is very strong right now. I'm actually seeing anger, but you have to know how to communicate that in a healthy way. You can't be out here communicating anger to people through passive aggressiveness. You can't be communicating anger to people through throwing things around or acting hot and cold. Like, that is childish. And that's what Spirit's saying. Like, you can't do that. You need to learn how to communicate this healthily. We have the 4 of Swords in reversed, and we have the Fool in reversed. Taking a leap of faith. A leap of faith. Following your intuition. 4 of Swords shows a period of healing for you coming up. A period where you are, I don't know why, I'm almost seeing this as laying your old self to rest. That's the old me. That's who I used to be. Old me used to get angry and passive aggressive. Old me used to do all of these old, like, really negative habits that was not serving me. Old me was sticking around and settling instead of communicating and growing. Like, this is a conversation I'm actually seeing from your future self to the version of you that you are right now or that you were in the recent past. They're saying, wow, I can't believe that I was there. I can't believe how much I transformed. And we even see on her cloak, I've never noticed this before, she has butterflies, which represents transformation. Oh my gosh, how have I changed? And she almost looks peaceful, happy that she's visiting this memorial, Like, I've changed so much. I'm so much healthier now. That's what I'm seeing you saying. Everything about my life is so much healthier now. My money, how I view relationships, how I react to situations. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. And, this might have been a journey that you have been on, and you are making progress. You're finding safety from within yourself, first and foremost. You are in control. You have a healthy relationship with passion and lust and romance. We have the Fool reversed. Now, this is a tricky card because when it's in reversed, it can either say, like, you're being dumb, you're being too risky, you're moving too fast, or it can say you're not moving fast enough. What are you doing? So I'm actually reading this as, it's time to be a little bit more bolder, right? So in the traditional tarot, the Fool is following his intuition and starting his journey by going off a cliff. And I almost see this as heading into life, right? So I had a vision one time of my higher self in spirit, in the spirit realm, where time does not exist. And I saw the moment, me and my closest companions decided to be born into this life and why we decided to be born. And all of us one by one, like, kind of jumped off this cliff of wherever the heck we were to be born into Earth as a human. It's almost like we had to jump out of, like, spirit and into this middle realm where we were both physical and spirit. So that's kind of how I view the Fool and why he's jumping off a cliff. It's almost like he's jumping off a cliff to be born into Earth and learn all of the earthly lessons that he can take in. But here he's like almost hesitating. He's like, I don't know. It's like, you can't get back up now. You're holding on by like 5 fingers there, homie. Like, you're not going to be able to get back up. You need to just let go. Even your stuff is falling. Like, you need to go. Why are you still holding on? So in reverse, it's kind of giving me that message even more. You know, it's time for bold action in the direction of the lifestyle that you want to live. You know, if you really want marriage, for example, and you've been holding on to a relationship and this person refuses to compromise, refuses to, you know, meet your needs for that, why are you still holding on? Okay? Or if you can come up with a compromise, you know, talk, have these conversations. Do the stuff you need to do. You know, if you've been sitting here complaining about your mental health for so long, go to therapy, get your nutrients checked out, live a healthier lifestyle, take the steps you need to take in order to better your reality. You know, that's what I'm seeing here. It's time to just go full on in with whatever it is, you know. It is time to resolve the issues here. Strength reversed. You've been not facing your issues head on in this connection, in an area of your life. It is time. It is truly time for you to face these issues head on. It's time for you to stop procrastinating it. It's time for you to stop sweeping it under the rug. It is time for you to start taking bold action, okay? And that's what we see you doing in life next. Taking that bold action, creating a healthy lifestyle, healthy relationships, healthy relationship with self, a healthy relationship with life. That's what you've been lacking, and that's what you're creating. So it's really beautiful. And we see money, we see happiness, we see love, we see passion. So you're going to love it. You're going to love this next chapter. Thank you for joining me, group number 2. Like this video, comment how it resonated with you down below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and I will see you for the next video. Bye-bye. Okay, group number 3, welcome. We're going to see what is next in your life. We're going to start this reading off by actually looking at where you're currently at in life. So this is like an energy check. If this portion of the reading resonates with you, keep on watching. If none of this resonates with you at all and you're like, what the heck? This just is not your reading, so you can go back and pick another pile, or there just might not be any messages for you here today. So let's dive into it. Where are you currently at in life? We have the 8 of Wands coming out. There is a little bit of, or 9 of Wands. Why do I keep doing that with this card? There is a little bit of fear and kind of like feeling like you need to protect your energy a bit because you've been hurt in the past. So I feel like there is a bit of anxiety, a little bit of kind of being on edge, just trying to protect, you know, the things that you've gathered in your life. Trying to protect your well-being, your assets, your peace, really. Protecting your peace, being a bit on edge. We have the 3 of Cups. There's some really good social energy around you, good friends, good food, good drinks, good family, whatever the case may be. This is a card of celebration and just like celebrating life, you know, having people around you to celebrate the highs and the lows of life together, you know, a good support system. I love to see the 3 of Cups. It's one of the most happy cards of the deck, in my opinion. It is just a card of celebration and get together. So you might have recently either had or, you know, been planning just like get-togethers, you know, big get-togethers, small get-togethers, whatever, and just relying on your community, relying on your support system, which is extremely beautiful. We have the 3 of Wands, 2 3s right next to each other. There's definitely expansion going on in your life. This is a card of acquiring a goal of some sort. Some of you guys, I'm seeing a vision of like moving to a new town, new city, and you actually kind of developed a little support system there and you're feeling really happy about that. Others of you, this is just like kind of seeing how far you've come in life and also seeing how far your friends have come in life. Like, wow, the amount of growth that we made and all of the changes that happened. It's like I'm seeing this as just viewing how time has passed, viewing how much life you've lived and how wonderful it's been. The highs, the lows, the changes that you've made is astonishing. Also, at this point in your journey right now, you might be seeing some sort of momentum or growth in your life, generally speaking. So you might be on a good momentum for certain goals that you are looking to accomplish, which is great. Or maybe at one point in time, you always said, wow, I really want to travel one day. And now you're like actually traveling and you're having that moment and you're like looking at yourself and just seeing yourself traveling and you're like, wow, I'm actually doing it. I am actually doing the thing that I set out for, or, like I'm seeing that you have achieved a goal already and you're just very happy with that. Maybe a few years back you were crying and complaining that you had no friends and now you actually have some good people in your life who see you regularly. You have a good support to rely on. It's a really beautiful, nostalgic type of energy I feel from you. 10 of Swords to top it all. This is a card of endings. Okay, let's see what the next card is. The Lovers. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. The 10 of Swords is a card of ending. Something is gone. It is done and over with. So this has already ended in your life. It's nothing that you're thinking of like, oh, should I quit this job? Should I break up with this person? Like, no, this is something that has already passed you by. A chapter of your life that has come to a close. And it's done. It's over with. But it's interesting because between this is two really positive cards. And we have the Lovers card here, which is the only major arcana. This is showing currently in your life, relationships are a huge thing for you. You're meeting lots of soulmates, or you have soulmates in your life. Really good friends. Even animals that you have a nice kinship with, or a romantic partner. I'm seeing satisfaction in relationships. And also following your intuition when it comes to making changes that you want to see. So I don't know, I'm getting a very lively energy from you, very, very nice energy. Yeah. I also want to say it's balanced. We have 3 really good cards, we have 2 bad ones. So the odds are in your favor, I would say. And the thing about the 10 of Swords is like, yes, there is loss. Yes, there is defeat. This is a card that represents like, okay, I'm not going to beat that dead horse anymore. Like, it's done, it's over with, whether it's a relationship. It can also represent fatigue, feeling fatigued, feeling, like your energy has gone away. So comment down below, what is this talking about? What exactly is this 10 of Swords talking about in your life? And why do we have this like slight sense of having to protect ourselves or like just kind of be on guard in life? What is it? Did something happen? Group number 3, did something happen? You know what this is reminding me of? And only people who have come close to death in some way, shape, or form will know what I'm talking about. Whether you had someone really close to you pass on or you yourself had a near-death experience, you truly learn to appreciate the people in your life and your own life and living that life to the fullest when you've come close to death. And I feel like group number 3, you are those people. You've come close to death in some way. And it has really solidified this boldness that you view life with now. You love deeper. You take bolder actions in the direction of your dreams. You live life because you've experienced death. And, I was talking to my guides. I was doing a meditation and I had a profound epiphany, I guess you could say, where I'm like, life and death, they're not 2 separate souls. They're not 2 separate spirits. Like, you don't have the spirit of death and then the spirit of life. They are one intertwined being. Because people who fear death horribly, they never really live their life. And people who are okay with the fact that we're all going to die, those are the ones that truly live their lives very deeply. You're aware of death, you've seen it, and because of that, you cherish your relationships, you cherish this present moment, and you don't wait for taking good actions. You're not a I'm gonna travel when I retire person. You're like, if I want to travel, I'm doing it now person. So yeah, it's honestly beautiful energy that you're in that has come from challenging losses, is what I would say. But overall, you're in a very beautiful state of love and I don't want to say bliss. I was going to say bliss, maybe bliss. Love and appreciation for life, gratitude for life. So stunning stuff. Let's see what is next in your life though. So we have some oracle. You also had the rune called Hagalaz come up for you upright. What I love about runes is that, when we read tarot, the interpretations are neutral, right? But I feel like runes, there is like bad runes, I guess you could say. This rune represents the cold, harsh winds of reality blowing through your life. So what this means to me when it comes into a reading that is showing what's next in life. First off, this can show like literal bad weather. Okay, so I would say pay attention if you have like big trees surrounding your house, for example, if there is a big storm that comes through, just make sure that you're protected. If there's plans, usually this rune can come up as well when plans might have to be delayed or canceled due to weather. It has a lot to do with literally the weather and like experiencing bad weather, which honestly, I love storms. So it depends on how you view it, I guess. But this doesn't just have to do with literal weather. This can also be like the cold, hard reality of your life coming through. It's just a time where you're being asked to just snuggle up and be cozy and weather through the storm. Make the most out of it. The reason why I love thunderstorms and blizzards and all of that, even hurricanes, when the power goes out, it's like, yes, I get to light some candles and I get to snuggle up and I get to eat soup. It's so great. And I honestly love it. And I see you kind of taking on this coziness instead of just allowing yourself to be eaten away by fears. And it's like this rune reminds me that you stand a chance. You're making the most out of natural storms of life, That's the thing. There's always going to be storms in life, whether emotional or physical. And instead of resisting that and letting yourself be so consumed with fear and worry, you're making the most out of it. You're weathering it. You're making a whole night of it, right? So it's beautiful. I love that for you. Let's see what your cards have to say. We have meditation brings answers. Okay. Sometimes I feel like meditation is the answer, but if you have been a little bit paralyzed by fear recently, which we can see in these two cards right here, overthinking, fears, worrying. This is a big one of overthinking. You're being asked to meditate, like just straight up meditate, at least 20 minutes a day. That's what I would say. I think the Buddhist saying is meditate at least 20 minutes a day. And if you're too busy for meditation, meditate for an hour a day, right? It will help ease your worries and give you the answers you need and put you into that space where you can be calm and accepting of all of life's circumstances. We have overcoming difficulties. Wow, yeah. That's coming out really strongly in your reading. Like, it's not saying, oh yeah, your life's going to be blissful and perfect. It's saying there is going to be difficulties. There already is difficulties, as we see in these cards, but you're overcoming them. You are being successful. And you're doing that by relying on your support system, relying on yourself, having a good attitude, and you're going to see really happy, successful change through overcoming these difficulties, through, sitting through the storm, right? The worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. I do feel that with the 10 of Swords, it's like, this is already dead. This is already like done. The challenge, you've already faced it. So now it's like you're wrapping up this challenge. So for example, if you had a traumatic event in your life, now you're in the healing journey. You can return back to sunshine. You can get back on the grindstone, but it's, you're kind of overcoming challenges from the past. You're dealing with the fallout of those challenges and returning back to peace. That's what I'm seeing. And meditation will certainly help you in that journey. We have the Rattle in reversed. Every single card that came out of this deck in today's reading for group 1, 2, and 3 has been in reversed. The number 43 might be important to you. April 3rd or March 4th. 43, 34 might be important ages. And I'll read that from the book for you. You had 2 cards from the Wild Offering come out. You have money and you have feelings. Okay. All of my finances are now in divine order. Love itself knows my needs and is the source for all. I needn't cling to gain or fear loss. Every need will be met through offering all to the divine. And we have feelings with emotions want to be felt. You really can't surrender something until you deeply feel it. Allow me, dear divine, to offer all emotions to you, feeling them fully so they no longer hold me captive. This is a big one for you. I feel like, something has already happened to you in the past, and now you're feeling all of the residual feelings from that event and clearing them away. That's what clears them away, when you suppress feelings, when you cast them aside and say, I'm not going to cry about this today. Okay, well, that's just delaying the inevitable. You're going to cry about it tomorrow, that's for sure. So we see you doing a lot of emotional purging, I want to say. Letting your emotions come up and allowing them to move through you. You are giving me highly emotionally intelligent vibes right now, guys. Like weathering the storm, making the most out of it. You know what? I'm going to curl up, get cozy, have a nice cry, and make some hot chocolate. Like that's the energy I'm getting. You are really emotionally purging and stepping back into really good energy. Like you're resetting. And that's why meditation is so important. Meditation truly is like resetting your energy. Every single day, you collect so much energy. All of the media that has surrounded you, all of the conversations, all of the things that happened that day, that piles on top of your energy one after the other. And when you meditate, it's kind of like just focusing on your breath. A thought pops up, you let it go, and you do that. And all of these thoughts from throughout the day will pop up into your energy, and it's like you're purging them all from your aura. It is so important to meditate every day. I especially love meditating before I go to sleep. When I'm laying down, I'll start meditating and I'll literally just meditate until I sleep. And I wake up feeling refreshed. I more often than not wake up and have a really good day when I fall asleep while meditating. Also, it's great to do in the morning just to like start your day off with a clear mind, with a clear slate. I can't recommend meditation enough. I also do mini meditations all throughout the day. It's just... if you want to be in your best energy all the time, meditate multiple times a day. Short meditations and long ones. Okay, so I want to read the rattle for you. We'll also get some tarot to represent what's next in your life, but this is kind of representing the next spiritual lesson that you will be encountering in life that spirit wants to bring up. The rattle is the spirit caller carrying the shaman's prayer to the 4 directions. The body of the rattle is like the earth spinning on its axis. With the aid of the rattle, the medicine woman instills a desired destiny in her future, closing with the prayer, "O Great Spirit, may your will be done." The rattle guides us to pray for all of the earth, not just for our own personal needs. When we offer our prayers for the highest good of all, everything we need is provided for us. So when this comes out in reversed, it is telling you something that might need to be healed in your life. And it says this: you want to catch God on the whisper, not the shout. This is important advice, so listen up. What you are trying to craft to your own desires and expectations is already there, standing before you. Do not spin the world to your own benefit. You are being offered the Creator's tools, which must be put to use to serve a divine purpose. What this is saying is you have particularly gifted abilities, okay? Whether that is empathy, charisma, charm, psychic connection to source, knowledge. You have things that other people do not have. Those are your gifts from spirit, and you must use them for the benefit of the planet, not just for your own personal gain, okay? So for example, say you're gifted with charisma with friends. When you take those friends for granted, when you use that charisma to manipulate other people into just doing what you want, that's not serving the highest good of the planet, and you will not see prosperity in your life if that's how you're using your divinely sent gifts. Not only that, but those gifts will dwindle when you use it for those purposes, okay? So what this is saying is, in this next chapter of your life, you truly are seeing and appreciating your gifts on an even deeper level. and you're using them for the benefit of everyone in your life. And when you do that, naturally prosperity will find you. Specifically money. Like, let's be real, specifically money. My gift is that I can connect with spirit really easily. I can hear my intuition really clearly. And I know I have the knowledge, like the literal knowledge that I've learned throughout the years on how to deliver and receive messages from the non-physical world and the physical world. That is my gift that most people do not have. So I use that gift in these readings for you because I want you to have a good life, because when more people have good lives and are connected to their inner nature of inner peace and unconditional love, the world at large is better. And when the world at large is better, my life personally is also better, right? That's how that works. So if I used my ability to connect with source and spirit just for my personal gain and that alone, to the detriment of other people, and it's not bad to like manifest things just for your own self. But if I'm manifesting to the detriment of other people, it's not going to work for me, and my abilities will diminish a bit. Okay, and I have noticed that happen in the past, because I love money, I need money, but I would try to get money in a way that wasn't sustainable, or like just not going about the right way to do it. Spirit would let me know. So same thing goes with whatever your gift is, If you are using your charm to hurt other people, you're going to lose that charm very quickly, first and foremost, and it's just not going to work. So and also on the flip side of this message is saying, if you want more prosperity in your life, more money, focus on those gifts that you do have. How can you use them to serve humanity? That is how money gets to you, You have value, you have wisdom, you have knowledge, whatever it may be. You have your special talents, your special gift, your special passion. How can you use that to bring more value and benefit to society, to the world? When you do that, people will buy it. People will exchange your value for their value, which is money, right? Or bartering or whatever. When you offer value to the world will give you an equal amount of that value back or more. So that is essentially how you make money. And that's one of the first things you learn in business school. I went to school for business, and one of the first things they teach you is if you want to make money, you have to offer value in some way, shape, or form. If your product is crap and does not offer any benefit to someone who would be buying it, no one's going to buy it. Okay? No one's going to buy it. Like, for example, take like a dodo catcher, something that'll help you catch a dodo. No one's going to buy it because dodos are extinct. No one's going to buy it. So spirit is just illuminating that connection between personal value and external value. Also, I see you overcoming financial difficulties and emotional difficulties by really leaning into this piece of wisdom. Yeah. And also gaining a sense of control over your emotions through meditation. So let's see what the tarot has to say about what's next in life. So I'm using the After Tarot now, which kind of shows the after images of the traditional tarot. We're going to pull 5 cards to represent this next chapter in life in your near future that you are stepping into actively. So when I say what's next in life, I'm talking like from now forward. Okay, I'm not talking like 10 years down the line. I'm talking now onwards. What is happening in your life? We definitely see money. We see emotional cleansing, regulation. Honestly, to be honest, I think I like your reading the most out of all 3. It's very subtle. It's very direct. It's very gentle. I like your energy. You're just doing an emotional cleansing. I think I love your energy because you truly appreciate life. You truly appreciate the people around you, and you're emotionally intelligent. You know that you have to let your emotions flow, and you're clearing old energies away from you energetically, which is, again, cannot emphasize the importance of meditation when it comes to that, or breath work. Okay, 5 cards. What's next in life? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Three of Swords reversed. Yeah. Overcoming those feelings of grief, I want to say in particular, pulling the swords out of your heart, letting those feelings be felt. Again, something sad happened to you in your past. I feel it strongly with the 10 of Swords. Many of you might have lost someone in some way, shape, or form, whether breakup, but I'm actually seeing, to be honest, like a past loved one passing away for many of you, and you're grieving it. You're letting those feelings flow. And also grieving doesn't have to be for people who have passed away. For example, I had some friends in my past. We just didn't get along anymore, and those friendships ended, and there was a period of grieving those friendships. Genuinely, it felt like a loss. So we see you grieving and allowing those feelings to move through you, which is very cleansing for you. We have the Hermit tuning into your own spirituality, your own path in life, and very much on your own, but in a really good way. Also, I'm seeing the snake here as medicine. It's a strong medicine animal. It heals you, okay? The snake kind of represents healing to the greatest degree, transformation to the greatest degree, and I'm seeing you really getting spiritual, really getting in tune with your, just really aware. I don't know how else to put it. You're extremely aware. Lots of spiritual energy, wanderlust energy, learning more, and I'm seeing light worker stuff coming from you as well. Like you were put here to heal others, to help the planet, and you are tuning more into how you can offer your gifts to heal the planet, to help others. You know what I'm saying? And that is your key to any financial blocks you have as well. We also have Death reversed. So this does not predict or talk about actual death. This is something in your life that needs to be let go of and released. It's time to let the tears flow. It's time to let go. I don't want to say it's time to move on. It's time for you to release pent up energy, pent up emotions, and definitely let go of anything that is just like the phrase beating a dead horse. Like it's not going to change. It's time to let go, whether it's a relationship, a job, whatever. But more so, I'm feeling this is some type of challenging emotion in your life. It's time for you to just feel it. It's time for you to, I almost want to say, that there's something in your life that you have to stop trying or holding out hope for, in a sense. And this message only applies if it feels really right for you to hear that. Okay, it's time for you to stop holding out hope that someone's going to change, for example, and just mourning what you had or whatever. I don't know. Whenever the Death card comes out in reversed, it's really saying you need to let go of something. Next, we have the 7 of Wands reversed. It might be letting go of an argument, to be honest. The King of Swords upright. Yeah, maybe that example I used of letting go of certain individuals, certain friends that you no longer resonate with, it might really resonate for some of you. It's not worth having to defend your energy, clear your energy. If you keep spending time with someone who makes you feel tired, who makes you feel like you have to defend yourself day in and day out, that's just not energy well spent. So instead of trying to change them, instead of constantly defending yourself, maybe it's time for you to walk away, let go. King of Swords, there is someone coming into your life, or might already be in your life, who is extremely intellectual, charming, very charming, handsome or beautiful, and really clear-minded. And they're going to have a really strong impact on you. Also, I'm seeing this bird as a phoenix, a new you, a new start. A new chapter in your life, a really new chapter in your life, overcoming the difficulties you're facing now. So really big ways, in really big ways. This is a complete 180. So if you're having extreme money issues or emotional issues right now, when I'm telling you this is a 180, I am saying this new start is like nothing you've ever experienced before. This is I am wealthy now. I am so fulfilled now. It's that big energy. You will be shocked at how much your life changes when you take on these messages. Your reading kind of gave a dual message here of both healing going on financially and in your feelings. a financial healing and a healing from within happening simultaneously from here on out. And this will cause such a huge change, positive change in circumstances for you, and attract so much good energy into your life, and also unlock new chapters to carry you forward, new ideas, new inspirations, etc. So yeah, I hope you got what you needed out of this reading. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear how this resonated with you down below in the comments section, and I will see you for the next video. Bye.